Hi guys, how you doing? Thought I'd do a quick little video following England's defeat to Belgium in the UEFA Nations League. Jack Grealish was the star of the show. What a player. One of the biggest talents I think I've seen in English football for a long, long time. I've seen people comparing him to Gaza already. I think that's a little bit premature, I've got to be honest. But he just oozes class. Everything the guy does is fantastic. The way he carries the ball, the way he passes the ball, the way he glides past people is just such a talent. And Gareth Southgate's got to be looking at building that side around him, or at least him being one of the players that he builds the side around. Hard to believe that this was his first start for England in a competitive fixture. It's incredible to think that. But we are where we are. Finally, he's getting the opportunities, and he impressed, and it was the plaudits that he's going to get after that performance are well deserved, you have to say. But looking at the rest of that England team, it's just dead. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, you just look at the lineup and you just see so many bang average players in that side. I mean, you start at the back. Pickford, average goalkeeper for me, makes way too many mistakes. We've all seen it at Everton. Then we're talking about people like Tyrone Mings, Eric Dyer, Kieran Trippier, Declan Rice, another overrated, overhyped player who, if he wasn't English, people would have a completely different view of him. Harry Winks. Why the hell did Harry Winks come on? There's just so many bang average players in this England squad, and it's got to be a worry for England fans when you look at that side and you see the players that are coming through, and you just think, what on earth is that? There are others, of course, around the setup that some were unavailable for whatever reason. There are some positives. Like, I think Jadon Sancho is a top player. I think he's proven that in Germany in the last few seasons. I think he deserves more game time. I think people like Marcus Rashford, you can get something out of them. Obviously, our own Bukayo Saka is someone who's probably got a pretty good future ahead of him as well. So there is talent in and around the England setup, but some of the players that Gareth Southgate persists with, it leaves you scratching your head, and you do wonder. I said it at the time. I said it during the last World Cup. I felt like England's run in that tournament didn't really show where they were as a team. I felt like everybody got on the hype train with England. Everybody got behind them. Everyone was supporting them, rightly so, during the tournament. But the overreaction to where they got to in the World Cup in the semi-final, for me, was too much. And now you're in a position where everybody expects them to be a lot better than they are, and that's why you get this kind of disappointment when they lose games or perform. I'm not going to say that was their worst performance tonight, but when you lose games, then all of a sudden people turn back to that World Cup and say, well, we got to the World Cup semi-final. Actually, England weren't all that good in the World Cup, I didn't think anyway. I thought they were fortunate in certain games, scraped through on penalty shootouts, etc., etc. So I do think there is talent in and around the England setup, but Gareth Southgate's not the man to take this England team forward. He really, really isn't. And if they're going to go into the Euros with him at the helm, I can't see them doing anything. I've got to be honest. And I wouldn't be surprised if, look, the Euros may well be his last tournament. It should be his last tournament. I actually think that with this group of players, and I know I've mentioned a few names and said that they're not good enough, etc., but there are top players in there. Sterling obviously wasn't available tonight. Harry Kane. So there are a few really, really good players in and around the setup. But for me, you need a top coach, particularly in tournament football, where when you make tactical mistakes, when you make errors, you don't have time to rectify them. You don't have time to put them right, because the margins are so fine in the tournament. Gareth Southgate's not the man, and I think with every sort of passing England fixture, people are coming to realise that. So yeah, disappointing result for England, but as I said right at the top of the show, big positive again. Jack Grealish performing. He can be a big player for England moving forward. Really, really can, and I think he's somebody that they've got to be starting to build the team around. Again, unbelievable that this was his first start in a competitive fixture for England. Absolute madness. Best player on the night for England, and he continues to perform at a really, really high level. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll be back with more Arsenal content for you guys later on in the week as we build up towards Arsenal's game against Leeds United. Just a quick video for you tonight. So, yeah, take care.